Hey guys, how's it going on here? Welcome to a new Assetto Corsa video. Honestly, it has been quite a long while since I last made an Assetto Corsa video. But the reason why I am making a new video is because of the newly released update of Assetto Corsa. And with that update came the Audi R8 V10 Plus. It is a free car, so no kind of DLC is required or you don't have to buy anything, which is pretty nice. I mean, this is the third Audi. One is a DLC, one, which is this one, has been included just recently, and one was an old Quattro Audi. But this one is then a little bit new, and it came with the new update, as I said. Anyhow, I think enough said. Let's take this car out for a spin. As I said, I'm pretty curious to see what this car can do. We'll do a race later on as well, of course. No worries about that. But first of all, let's get a little bit of a feel for this one. I honestly don't exactly remember what the temperature was, ambience temperature. What I do know though is that the track conditions have been set to green. Some people requested that. I usually drove with optimal, at least at fast, but people requested to go for a green track once in a while, so here we are. I have been to Zandvoort a couple of times. I recently heard actually that Zandvoort wants to get involved into F1 again, obviously as a circuit, so hosting a Grand Prix. Which would be an interesting project, I believe. There were stories before that Zandvoort maybe should be on the calendar already a couple of years ago. But you know, the paddock wasn't big enough. There weren't enough pit boxes, whatever it all was. I think as a track itself, it definitely is a track which is capable enough, or good enough, I should say, in terms of facilities, safety, that kind of stuff. But honestly, the roads to Zandvoort and stuff, they could become a problem on the race day, for example. But to be honest, I don't see why not. Obviously, since Max Verstappen is in the sport, he has attracted a lot of Dutch people to watch it as well. And I'm not gonna lie, Max Verstappen is quite hyped in the Netherlands. And I don't only think in the Netherlands, by the way, because he is pretty much an exceptional driver when you look at his age and whatnot. Downshifts are very aggressive is what I'm noticing. But apparently it's 26 degrees Celsius on the outside is what I'm reading from the car. Downshifts are really aggressive. It almost sounds like I am too high in the RPMs, but I am not. I'm definitely not hitting the rev limiter. I have about 1,000 RPM spare, not 100,000. Would be a bit insane. But I've got about 1,000 RPM spare. But still, it sounds like I am high in RPMs because the downshifts are pretty damn aggressive, and it tends to lock up quickly as well. This car. Let me quickly check whether I have all the assists disabled, which I have. Tends to lock quite easily. But it's a safe car, to be honest, and I mean that in the way where it's not easy to lose it, so to say. I can go flat out over here, no issues whatsoever. Obviously, I was pretty high in second gear. This is a bit of a better test, this corner, especially the exit, of course. I see that I can go relatively easy on the power here as well. Watch this. It understeers more than oversteer, that's for sure. The rear end is really stable even on the power. And of course this car does produce quite a bit of power. The power to weight ratio, I imagine, is quite high, quite strong. But it's easy to drive. A bit too easy for my liking. I like cars which are hard to drive, but what else would you expect? No, it's not like a super duper race car or whatever. Let's try to push a little bit more. Get a better lap time out of it. In most corners, the second gear seems to be too high in the RPMs, and the third gear seems to be too low in the RPMs. So, unfortunately, I couldn't tweak the gears. They are fixed, of course. See, so I'm keeping it in third gear over there, but to me it feels like it's too low in the RPMs, whereas if I would go to second, I would feel that it's too high in the RPMs, most likely. But it's pretty much how you would expect it, this car. Not all that tough to drive. It's quite a bit of grip, to be honest. It tends to understeer a little bit as soon as you put the power down, so under positive throttle it tends to be more on the understeery side than the oversteery side, that's for sure. Whereas I'm a driver who likes oversteer a lot more. Oh, that's a bit of oversteer on corner entry. What I'm struggling most with so far isn't the driving itself. Driving it, you know, it's pretty easy. I said it before. What I'm struggling with most is the braking. That is quite interesting. The braking to me feels different than most of these cars in the Assetto Corsa, especially in terms of locking. So I'm trying to figure out what the right amount of pressure on the brake is. That's why I sometimes brake a little bit too early and whatnot. Well, that is definitely not the right pressure. Straight into the purple trap, that was definitely my mistake. Let's try to put a little bit more pressure on the brake, see when it actually locks up. It seems all fine, but I wouldn't really say it's exactly on the limit, but it's close to it because you can hear the tire starting to squeeze a little bit, make a squeezy noise, of course, almost indicating that they are going to lock up. Bit of a lift through there, I'm not taking it flat. That was a close one. Too much speed going into the corner. Then it just got pushed wide to the outside of the track, a bit of understeer. Seems like the rears are more sensitive to the locking from the tires. I think this is a car where you don't really want to be gentle with. You have to brake late through it really into the corners. That's where it tends to slide a little bit, but that sliding can help you steering into the corner. Oh, it gets quite slidey. Not on power though. It's more on entry where it's slidey. Definitely not on power. Let's try to push a little bit more, set a bit of a faster lap time if we can. The final corner here at Zandvoort is a really nice one, by the way. Not particularly in these road cars, but definitely in race cars which generate downforce. They're pretty nice. Quite tight through there so far. That's more like it. Flat out, let's try it. Definitely. And a little bit of a lift over here. I've learned my lesson from the previous lap. You can carry quite a bit of speed through there, more than you think in your first thought, to be honest, which goes into your mind. You get doubting between second and third. So far I said a 155 1:05.5 is the best lap time. We will most likely be at this lap. A bit too deep into there. See, and so stable on the power. It's like an arrow. It shoots away, never looks back. Stepping into the gravel. Let's do one more lap and prepare ourselves for a race. I will shut up for this lap and let you enjoy the engine sound as we do a lap. Up a little bit of understeer in the final corner. Definitely noticed that. Nonetheless, 2/10 quicker than I was before. In fact, a little bit over a tenth. Yeah, a little bit over a tenth quicker. Putting myself up into a 1:53.986. Shall we do a race around Zandvoort? I think we should. Let's do that. I'll add a few AI cars. Set the track to fast instead of green. Let's go for it.